Hi, this is Ava from Soul GPS. Today, the topic of our video is boundaries. What are boundaries? Simply, they're limits that we place on the relationships we have with other people, things, ideas, even with ourselves. And in this way, they can become a container of moderation that we can use to prevent oversharing and also to set goals for ourselves. And for instance, say, I am not going to do X, Y, and Z anymore because I know it's bad for me, right? So it can be a great form of restraint on abuse, for example, tolerating too much abuse, too much pain, violence, and so on and so forth. If you are someone who identifies with codependency, you likely know two kinds of boundaries. And those are either a full yes or a full no. I'm all the way in or I'm all the way out. The healthy way, and something to learn, is to create these stages of intimacy with people and giving ourselves time to really get to know who they are so we can slowly move down the steps of getting closer and closer with someone rather than going all the way in. And as you know, that is something that a lot of us have experienced in abusive relationships. They tend to happen very quickly, and the person who targets people who are ripe for this kind of relationship wants to make things go quickly so that they can secure their relationship with you. So the one way that I like to think about it is that I am the sun of my solar system, and around me are these planets that are circulating, and I'm the one who determines who is close to me and who's further away from me. And because it's a dynamic thing, much like a cell membrane, right, lets nutrients in and keeps toxins out. It's not a wall, it's not a solid wall, it's flexible. I can change the kinds of boundaries that I put around myself depending on where I am in my life, what circumstances I'm in, and the people that surround me. So in this video, what I wanted to do is give you 5 examples of boundaries. So if you are someone who just can't quite get their mind around, what it is, what they are, because I remember myself being there before and just like, I'm not quite understanding. What am I supposed to do again? So I wanted to give you some examples that maybe they can be useful, and maybe you can relate to them, and maybe you can also say, yeah, I actually got that, and I've tried that, and it works. So the first kind of boundary is the strongest one of all, and it's the no boundary, or it's the no contact boundary that you use when you leave a toxic relationship. It is also the kind of boundary you can use in order to test who you're dealing with. A lot of coaches say that if you use the no test on a toxic person, they are going to react in a way that's going to let you know fairly quickly who you're dealing with, because narcissists, abusers, sociopaths, these characters, they really, really don't like to be told no. So you will see them typically react with rage, or they may treat you with silence or punish you in some other way. They just do not like no. Another kind of boundary it's a little bit softer one, because the no is a bit of a wall. The second one is a little bit softer, and in fact I think it's really healthy to utilize in all sorts of relationships, and that is basically, I don't accept what you said, or I don't accept your belief system, I don't agree with it. Another way to say is I don't agree. And it's very healthy to disagree, even with the people you really love and you respect. Right? Because if we always are agreeing, then maybe not fully feeling it, we're either disconnected from ourselves or we are in a people-pleasing mode. So we need to watch out for that. Another boundary I really, really love is the maybe boundary. And this boundary gives you more time, because you don't need to right there and then commit under pressure to say yes or no. You can just say maybe. I don't know yet. I haven't yet come to the point of making a clear decision. I need more time. It's a good boundary. Another one, the fourth kind of boundary, is just essentially, it's a temporal boundary about slowing things down. Slowing things down enough, especially in new relationships that you're forming, to really get to know someone and give yourself the time to also also understand how you feel about them. See how you respond when you are not communicating. Are you going into codependency default zone when you're literally freaking out and you're just going, like, this person doesn't like me, what have I done? Blaming yourself, right? It's very common. And also to see how the other person responds if you take some time for yourself to tend to your own needs, self-care, and just live your life, right? So that's a good one, slowing things down. And the final one I want to share with you is it's what I call the modifier boundary. And that's a boundary that is really helpful to utilize when you go through a life change, when you have a realization or an insight, or you learn something really profound that changes you deeply. And then you come back and you look at your relationships and you see that they actually need some adjustments. Maybe some people no longer fit in your closest circle. Maybe someone betrayed you and you found out about it. Maybe somebody told your secret to the people that weren't supposed to hear it, what have you. This is something for you to discern, for you to decide. But I think that modifying boundaries with your friends and family is also a very healthy thing. So initially, if you're coming out of toxic relationships and this is still sort of a foreign concept to you, this may feel like you're doing a lot of thinking, like like it's kind of almost mechanical. It requires a lot of effort and energy on your part. That's very normal. After some time of you doing this very consciously, it's going to become spontaneous and automatic, much like driving. Initially you learn to drive by being very aware of every single step, but eventually you're just in the flow of it, and that's exactly how this works with boundaries. So I want you to know through this video that you have a right and actually also responsibility to set boundaries with other people. Don't wait for them to decide, what they mean to you. You be the one to decide what they mean to you, and how you want to carry a relationship, how you want to treat a relationship. It's really, really up to you. You have more power than you may think. So I hope that this video was helpful to you. I just wanted to make it spontaneously for you before I jump on the plane. And I'm going to be in the US this summer, and I'll be teaching workshops. One in New York, which is already sold out, and the other one is in California, in San Francisco, on June 15th. I still have room for new people, to add more people for this one. So again, it's a Saturday, June 15th, from 10 a.m. until 6 p.m. We'll be in workshop. I've been teaching this workshop for some time now with great success. We talk a lot about boundaries, we talk a lot about being assertive, and we talk a lot about getting to know yourself so that you can create the life of your dreams. So I hope I'll see you in San Francisco. If not, thank you so much for your support here on YouTube. I appreciate all your comments, all of your sharing, all of your likes. It means a lot to me. So thank you very, very much. Share down below if you have any other ideas for setting boundaries. And I wish you a beautiful rest of your day. Bye-bye. It's really difficult to I think I want to do it again. Yeah. It allows in nutrients, and and get into psychology with it Today the topic of our conversation is topic of our video, not conversation. It's not a conversation. The worst thing is when you forget words.